Hello everyone, this is Tawheed, and today we are going to learn how to change an active voice sentence into passive voice sentence. In this video we will cover the conditions which makes a sentence impossible to change into passive voice. Means if these conditions are found in the sentence, we do not change that sentence into passive voice. Then we are going to see the rules. What are those rules we have to follow to change an active voice to passive voice? After it, we will see be forms and cases of pronouns. Then we will see an example so that we can understand each and everything clearly. So let's get started from the conditions. There are two conditions you have to check in the sentence before changing it into passive voice. If the sentence carry these tenses like present perfect continuous tense, past perfect continuous tense, future continuous or future perfect continuous tense. So if any sentence belongs to these tenses, we cannot change those active sentences into passive voice sentences. Second condition is about verb. If there is intransitive verb in the sentence, even then we cannot change this active sentence into passive voice sentence. What are intransitive verbs? All those verbs that do not need object at the end. And when the object is not there, then we cannot change an active to passive voice, because in passive voice object is very important, because we have to stress on the object, and if it is not available in the sentence, there is no need to create passive voice sentence. Now let's have a look at the rules. There are only 4 rules. Number 1 rule says replace the position of subject and object. It means we will take subject at the end and bring the object at the first place in the beginning of the sentence. Number 2 rule says an additional helping verb is applied from be form. Means we have to use an extra helping verb, and this must be from be form. We are going to see it in a while. Number 3 rule says main verb must be changed in the past participle form of verb, which is commonly known as third form of verb. 4th rule says a conjunction by is used before the subject. Remember, the subject, which is the doer, is in the end in passive voice sentences, so by will be used before the subject in the second last position. So these are the 4 rules you have to learn before changing an active voice to passive voice. Now let's have a look at the be forms. What are they? The word be carry many different words as its forms. If we talk about its first form, there are 4 words: is, am, are, and be itself. These are all first form of be. The second forms are was and were. Third form is been, and the fourth form is being. So these are called the be forms we are going to use in creating passive voice. Now let's have a look on cases of pronoun. As you already know, if we use a word instead of names or nouns, that word is called pronoun, and it has many cases. Means we have to consider the position when we have to use it. If we have to use any pronoun in the beginning, we use its subjective case, and if we have to use that word or pronoun at the end, then we have to use its objective case. And there is another which is called possessive adjective case. which shows the possession or belongingness of anything. So here the pronouns are I, my, me, we, our, us, you, your, you, he, his, him, she, her, her, it, its, it, who, whose, whom, they, their, them. So these are the cases of pronoun. Remember them, learn them so that you could change an active to passive voice quite easily. Now let's have a look at the example. There is a sentence, I like mangoes. It is an active voice sentence because it starts from the word I, and I is a performer here. He is, or this word is something that is performing the action. And mangoes are coming at the end. This is a noun, and this cannot perform any action. As we know, mangoes cannot perform anything. So when the performer is in the beginning and the object is at the end, this sentence is called active voice. Now if we have to change it into passive voice, we have to apply 4 rules. First rule, we will take I at the end, which will become me, because as we have already seen, I when gets at the end, it becomes me. And we will bring mangoes in the first position. So mangoes have come in the first place. Second rule is we have to add another helping verb from be form. So we have added are here. Why we used are here? We have to see the main form of verb of active sentence. If active voice contain first form of verb, then we use first form of be. If the active voice sentence carries second form of verb, then we use second form of be, and so on. So here we see that there is a verb like, which is first form of verb. So we are going to use are here because there are 4 words, is, am, are, and be itself. But in the present tenses we generally use is, am, are because it is a present indefinite tense. So we are going to use are because it suits with mangoes. Mangoes is a third person plural word. That is why we are using are here. If it was mango, then we used is. Moving forward, the third rule is main verb must be changed into past participle form or third form of verb. So like will become liked. And the last rule is we have to add by at the end before the subject, the performer. So the whole sentence has become like this: mangoes are liked by me. This is called a passive voice sentence. So I hope you guys have understood all these rules, conditions, and the explanation of example. In the next video, I will bring a bundle of examples so that we can understand it clearly and in a better way. If you learned anything from this video, please like the video, subscribe my channel, and share it with your friends as well. Thank you so much.